Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome to another video. Today we're going to be looking at a few games from the grand final of South America's 2v2 RLCS event. The winner of this match we're watching will play at the World Championship as the South American 2v2 team. They'll be against Mina's duo. The winner of that will play against the winner of NA and EU. So these guys are going to be one of 4 teams competing for the very first 2v2 RLCS World Championship. Nice fake there by Swift, giving Jan a chance to take a shot. Forces a bad save. Swift puts it away for 1-0. But yeah, we're picking this one up in game 2 of the best of 7. Spoiler alert, Jan and Swift absolutely dominate. They run away with this one. So we're going to see how they did it, and we're going to talk about their chances at the World Championship. Well, their chances are going to be pretty good if their opponent's double commit like that. Drops to Rafinho. Need to work on the comms there because they've just completely double committed, giving Jan a freebie for 2-0. But this is obviously a historic result. It happened just over a week ago now. I'm going to be making a bunch of videos about RLCS 2s because it obviously is the first season that 2v2 has been included in RLCS. I'm a massive fan of this inclusion. I think it's great for the diversity of the content that RLCS is, and it's going to be really interesting to see what players can establish themselves as successful in multiple game modes. We've obviously had Naupa winning the inaugural 1v1 World Championship. Somebody could become a double champion this season, whether it be 1s and 2s, 2s and 3s, 1s and 3s, or maybe even a triple champ. We'll have to wait and see. But one of the guys who is a dark horse in all of this is Jan. We're going to be in his POV for this whole video. He has had such a storied career already. He's a part of the first ever SAM team to win an international LAN. That was himself, Card, and Kaio at Gamers 8, the first iteration. Jan was the MVP. He's the first ever representative for South America in 1v1 RLCS, although Diaz did in the same season qualify to 1v1 RLCS through North America, which is pretty cool for SAM to have 2 representatives in a way, although Diaz is he's a bit of a 50-50 between SAM and NA. And now reset double for Jan. I mean, just look at him going. He just makes it look automatic for 3-1. Confident kick to the backboard before he spikes it down. Almost easier for him to do that at his level of mechanical ability than it would have been to get over the ball and pat it downwards more softly. But yeah, I say dark horse. These guys, Swift and Jan, are going to be the underdogs for me in the RLCS 2's World Championship. They're up against Mina's champions, which is going to be a tough match. Mina were the winners of the first extra mode, the 1v1, last season, and they're going to be obviously very strong in the 2s. And then if they win that, they're going to be up against, well, most likely Zen and Atto, but maybe an upset from NA champion over Zen and Atto, which if they can beat Zen and Atto, then they're going to be a tough task in the grand final. But yeah, what do you guys think? Can Jan and Swift do it? Can they do it for South America? Mina's won an RLCS World Championship, NA's won multiple, EU has won multiple. Can SAM get an RLCS World Championship as well? You know, obviously the 3v3 is the big one, but 1s and 2s are prestigious in their own ways. 2v2 is the most played game mode in casual, well, for casuals and also for pros. 1v1, obviously you have no teammates, you just have to be the best player. There's no questions about who the best player is. If you win, you are the best player. So every game mode is special in its own way. As you guys have heard over the years, I've always been hoping that this would happen one day. We'd have 2s and 1s in RLCS, and now we've got both alongside 3s. It really is amazing to watch all of the content, all of the RLCS content, this and the last chance quals as well. I mean, we really are spoiled these days with all the extra content that we get. Aside from the usual splits and LAN events. But okay, we're actually in a close game here. Despite Jan and Swift's leads that they're building up, Drops and Rafinho kind of hung around. They are 4-2 down now, just as I say that. But look how many kickoffs are being intentionally lost by Jan and Swift. This one doesn't work out too well, as it goes too far behind Jan for him to get on the end of, but now here comes the counter-attack. Jan quickly up into the air. And it's going to be an own goal, actually. Swift was there to bury it, but I think it might have just been heading in off the defender's touch anyway. Jan, one of the strongest 2s players in ranked. Whenever there's a LAN event happening, he's quick to rank up and start playing in all the top lobbies with all the best players from other regions around the world. And you can't underestimate this guy on LAN. He's got so much experience. He's been at the top of South America now since RLCS Season X. He was already in RLCS Season X one of my favorite players to watch. That was when he was just trying to get upset wins over a very strong neutral back in the day, and over the former over the former strongest Brazilian teams. But he has managed to go with every single generation and just keep on improving. While all of his peers from RLCS Season X have struggled to keep up, maybe not all of them, some of them are still making lands. But you know, while many others, shall we say, have struggled to keep up, Jan is not just keeping up, he's blazing the trail, he's leading the way, and he's almost put up 1,000 points in this game against Rafinha Drops in the grand final in regulation. Of course, the more points available in 2s, you do get more goals, more saves than you do in 3v3 generally, but this is still amazing to watch Jan dominate. Sam RLCS, 5-6 years on from RLCS Season X. It's truly unbelievable stuff. Yeah, easy win here in game 2. Drops with Rafinha kind of gave them a few too many chances. Will Jan hit 1,000 points with the skim? No, it's denied. As a huge save comes through for Drops and Rafinha. It's not going to be a counter-attack at the other end, but yeah, 992 points in this one. Let's get into the next and see how he does there. Alright, here we are in game 3. Drops and Rafinha have got to win this one if they want to stay within touching distance of Jan and Swift. Jan and Swift, speaking of the rest of their run, they did have a dominant playoff run. They were not really pushed very close by anyone in the playoffs. They won 4-1, 4-1 in their 2 matches before this one. But in the Swiss stage, they did actually have some games lost. In the group stage, they went game 5 once, although it was a bizarre series. They went game 5, including an 11-2 win in one of the games. So, yeah, they definitely dominated the entire tournament up until this point. Drops and Rafinha had a much more difficult run, much closer in several occasions. That's good play by Drops. Getting the bump on Swift ahead of the ball. Rafinha getting the shots on target at the perfect time to go up 1-0. So let's see what Jan and Swift could do with a deficit. Rafinha there with the demo, and Jan didn't see that one coming. The ball does go back to Drops in the back corner. Swift just taking his time a little bit with the challenge, but look at Drops with the bounce dribble from the air. What a goal that is! We need to rewind and see that from Drops Pov, because that's outrageous. Off the demo kickoff, he's gone for the ceiling bounce dribble. Outplays the ceiling challenge, continues air dribbling, and he just gets so many more touches that Jan didn't expect. That's absolutely fantastic stuff from Drops. What a goal in game 3 of the grand final. They are not going down without a fight here. Well, let's see what Jan and Swift do from 2-0 down, as now they really will have to lock in. Jan trying to defend that back corner boost, can't do so. Drops looking to make some more magic happen, but he loses control of the ball briefly. Now Swift in defense actually misses, but of course Rafinha thought there was going to be contact there. Swift may have pulled away intentionally if he thought he was getting a bad touch, and he could see Rafinha already moving away from the ball. It's something we sometimes see pros do. If they realize their touch is just going to concede possession, they can just fake it, just lean away at the last second, and then control the ball as it bounces off that side wall. You'll see a lot more of that in 2v2 than any other game mode. So you've got that extra space compared to 3v3, but you also do have more opportunities to play those kind of touches compared to 1v1, where you really have to keep the ball a bit closer to yourself at all times. So Drops and Rafinha still holding strong with the 2-goal lead. Jan just diving into the back corner there, looking to get as heavy a touch as he can to get rid of the danger. Swift was not in the goal. He was also stationed at the near post, so it would have been dangerous if Jan didn't get a lot on that. Speaking of, that's just gone in. Huge back corner challenge from Jan. Just dunks the ball straight into the corner. I love this from Jan and from Swift and Jan as a team. It's that they know how to turn up the pressure. Nice bait there by Jan, letting Drops go before finally committing to the air. Swift looking for the double, denied by Rafinha. But you would have seen in the last game, if you're paying attention, they kind of let Drops and Rafinha make a lot of free touches. It led to Drops and Rafinha giving the ball away a lot. Jan and Swift were just comfortable waiting for the possession to come to them oftentimes. Whereas in this game, 2-0 down, we're seeing more just diving challenges. And this is something you guys can try in your own games, is mixing up your defensive strategy. Doesn't always have to be relative to the scoreline. For example, you could be winning and still diving into challenges to surprise your opponents. You could be, losing and still playing patiently up to a point. At some point you do have to pull the trigger if you're losing by a goal or two and there's less than 30 seconds left. You don't really have too much time left. Oh, good trust by Jan. Swift lands the demo, and Jan has full faith in him doing so. Shoots through the smoke to make it 2-2. You're going to see in this video a lot of points being farmed by Jan every single game. He just puts points on the board. He's such a consistent player. That consistency has helped him stay at the top of South America, be a consistent contender on the world stage for many a year now. And it doesn't look like he's falling off anytime soon. You know, there are some players now who are just so mechanically gifted. They're so talented on the ball that if you combine that with their experience, you combine that with their competitiveness, you're going to get longer careers than we've had in the past in Rocket League. Early days, careers are pretty short as players are getting replaced by the new generation more often than not. You know, these days you're getting talents like Zen coming out of EU, you get the twins in Naupo and Mina, you've got Jan in South America still just putting in work every single year, and you can see the fruits of the labour. Even players like First Killer and NA, I mean, don't expect to see a season without him for a long time. If you reach that level of mechanical consistency, then yeah, it really is just up to the work ethic to keep it going, to keep the career going, that is. Swift in a bit of trouble here. Oh, that's not the good shot though the Drops is looking for. He's completely fumbled that opportunity. Drops and Rafinha got a huge chance to go ahead again. It would have been their third time that they've had a lead this game. Jan looking for the demo, and Rafinha doesn't quite time it correctly, but does trip him up. Drops trying to dispossess Jan, who keeps the ball close. They're looking to bring Swift into the play. These guys are synergizing quite well for the most part in the midfield, but defensively closer to their goal. Jan and Swift have had some problems this game. Jan looking for the outplay. Drops just out, gets in the way of it. Now Jan disrupting, as they often do, on the recovery back. Swift low boost. Does clear the ball to safety. Picks up the back corner and slams a long shot. Is that on target? It's into the post. Well, misses at both ends of the pitch. Drops at a big miss. Swift had a good look at the goal there from distance. Now here comes Drops again. Looking to get the ball into the middle. Swift does so well there to deny the centre. Also keep his car in one piece. And into overtime we go in game 3. Must-win game for Drops and Rafinha if they're going to keep this series competitive. Very hard to imagine a reverse sweep against players like Jan and Swift, especially on a run like they're having through this tournament, undefeated in series. Good challenge again by Jan. Rafinha can't do more than give the ball back to him. Now here comes the long-range air dribble. A lot of boost being invested in this one. Jan goes high with a reset. Will be able to steal the boost away as he landed before Rafinha did in defense. Swift middle to Jan, who does trust again. The centre ball coming through. This time Drops did get the interception. It must be really fun playing twos with Jan. You know that anytime you center the ball, he's going for it. Very frustrating when you center the ball and your teammate decides not to go, unless of course you center the ball badly and then you're praying that they don't go. Of course, in those situations, maybe it's just confirmation bias, but I feel like they always do choose to go when I center the ball badly. Reset into ground play by Jan. He gets the boost stolen away from him there. The boost steal gets denied. Now Drops looking to work the ball forward. Jan with a double tap in defense. Only getting as far as Rafinha. Swift has some work to do, but it goes straight to Jan. He tries to put it back on Swift's car. Great chance for them. Bumps landing on both players, but Jan's missed the open net. He rushed it. He had a bit more time than he thought, and he's boomed the post from about a yard out. Everybody's missed a chance in this game, and now Rafinha's at the post. Their chances going wayward at both ends of the pitch. I think every player's been culpable at some point or another, but Jan had the best of the bunch. He had the best chance out of anyone. Now Drops with a huge chance, but he's fluffed it. He's absolutely fluffed it. The power is nowhere to be seen. Pillow hand shot by Drops, and the scoreline remains tied. Jan with the reset, 50 back. Rafinha doubles it into the near post. Swift keeps his composure. Now he's going to give it a go with a full pitch air dribble. It's been bumped mid-air here. Drops stays on it and somehow skims it clear. Good job, Jan, for respecting that one. And drops to Drafinho in a bit of an awkward spot here. Drafinho half attack and boost, drops to 0. Jan lets the ball come to him. He's got 95 to play with off his own back wall. First touch goes low. Gonna half volley that one forward for the boost seal. Little fake challenge before letting Swift go. We've had a game and a half here, which is a long time for 2v2. Could have been over about 5 times at least. And it could be over now. Swift denied the near post. Here comes Jan. Drills it low. And this time he makes no mistake. It's game over, and we're going to game 4. Jan and Swift lead by 3. Can Jan and Swift get it done in 4? Both teams have tried for a demo kickoff, and then Swift has just left Jan in defense by himself. That's something you will see sometimes in 2s. You get the full team fake kickoffs in 3s, but in 2s you do as well have the option to just chase after second man. But yeah, there Swift kind of just left Jan for a while. It's not advisable to do that most of the time. Pros are allowed to break the rules in these cases a lot. But you guys trying these strategies at home, it's a nice save there by Drafinho in and out of his own net. If you are trying to demo and 2s kickoffs and you don't land the demo for whatever reason, generally you want to get back and influence the play as quickly as possible, whether that's challenging or just going straight back to the ball. Leaving your teammate on an island could be a recipe for disaster. If your teammate's Jan, yeah, you're probably fine because he's just gonna 1v1 or 1v2. But not many of us have Jan as our teammate, so wouldn't recommend you doing that. Jan and Swift have shown great synergy here. A lot of trust in each other. It's cool to see Jan playing this tournament with Swift. Seen a ton of Jan and lost 2v2 in the past. Jan and Card 2v2. Jan and Swift. I mean, Jan really, he's showing his versatility here. Being able to play to a world-class level with so many different teammates. Oh, what a shot that is. How did Jan get that angle? We need to take another look at that one. It looked like he was just trying to center it, maybe hit the back post and play the ball into the middle for Swift, but he's got around Drafinho. He's doubled it off the far post for 1-0. Absolutely stunning stuff by the GOAT of South America. And still one of the all-time greats in Rocket League in general. Does ask the question, of course, what does the 1s and 2s additions in RLCS do to the GOAT debate? Of course, 3v3 GOAT will remain uninfluenced by the inclusion of 1s and 2s, but if you're talking Rocket League in general, you know, players like FairJame go way higher up the rankings. Oh my goodness, what a save by Drafinho. How on earth did he stop that from that range? That's crazy. Yeah, FairJame and other 1v1 legends go way up just based on previous 1v1 accomplishments. But of course, Naipo with his recent 1v1 win, likewise. Oh, Swift got that. Oh my goodness, he does. Pre-jump by Swift. We've got to rewind that one as well. Pre-jump by Swift after passing the ball off to Jan. And then he launches in a double tap. Absolutely unbelievable stuff by Swift and Jan. Great synergy as they go 3-0 up. And it's just home straight now on their road to the World Championship. Love that little move there by Jan, leaving the boost for Swift. Something a lot of pros don't do to this day as they're rotating back together. He's been outplayed here though by the low 50 of Drafinho. Yeah, if you want more explanation of why leaving the boost can be a good idea, if you and your teammate are both rotating back in 2v2 or in 3v3 down the same line, and both the mid boost and the back corner boost are up, as they often are, you can just leave the mid boost for your teammate, meanwhile grab the back corner, and then you both turn at the same time, setting you up for a perfect team challenge formation where you can challenge one after another, which is really what you're trying to do in 2v2 a lot of the time. And it's what the best teams in 2s do to a higher level than everybody else, is they challenge as a team. You'll very rarely see players challenging in isolation. They'll always challenge when their teammate's ready to follow up. That is something you can try at home. You know, I said earlier on, don't try these weird strategies. These are for pros only, but this one you could definitely try at home. Challenge as a team, leaving boost for your teammates. Something I bet you all wish your teammates did. Now Swift has left Jan in a bit of a tricky spot here. Jan just looking at bump drops into the ball. He gets completely taken out of the play and drops to Drafinho. High credit to them. They were 3-0 down, now it's 3-2. Swift and Jan letting their foot off the accelerator a little bit. This time Jan is going to go for the mid boost, but look at this. He won't dive in because he knows Swift has had to go back corner, and that means that if Jan were to dive in there, Swift would not be ready to challenge behind him. I'm telling you guys, when you start thinking about 2v2, challenging as a team, challenging for your teammate, you're going to immediately go up in rank. We've talked about this a ton, actually, myself and Jack in the Next Rank YouTube channel. Be sure to subscribe to that channel if you want more content explaining strategies just like that one. Talking over a lot of RLCS replays. But, oh, what a save by Jan. Drops hitting the downward shot on target. Now Jan with the quarter flip boost grab does keep that one away from Drops. He's looking to seal it away. He's not landed clean on the near post, so Drafinio will have time to bring this one down. Jan and Swift under a ton of pressure, but Jan keeping half a tank of boost here. Good boost management. Can he keep this one in the back corner? Yes, he can. And flip back onto the wall. Great recovery by Jan. Excellent activity, and now Swift with another opportunity. Final minute of the game. Will it be the final minute of the tournament? The first ever SAM RLCS champions. Jan and Swift look poised to be that team. It's good defense. Out of Drafinio again, not falling for Jan's shenanigans. 30 seconds to go though. They need to get hold of the ball. They need to get into offense. Swift and Jan are just layering their defense in the midfield beautifully here. Jan always following just that little bit behind. He's giving the ball away here though. That wasn't the touch he wanted. Drops to the shot, but unfortunately, much like many a shot they've had in this match, it's just not good enough. Now Jan air dribbles a lot of the clock away. Reset over one. Looking for the demo, and Drafinio gets it. Boost steal. A little back pass to himself. And now it is all but over as Jan looks to bring Swift into the play again. Now Swift joins the fray with ball control. It's a nightmare for Drafinio and Drops. Not the best position for them to work into a 0-second play. Can they make anything happen? Swift with an outplay. Drops keeps it up. Will he get back to this? Yes, he will. Excellent play by Drafinio and Drops to even have any chance of scoring here, but that looks like it might be too much to ask at this point. Drafinio keeping it up. I mean, they really are fighting bravely here, but eventually the ball does go down, and Jan and Swift sweep the grand final. Another huge point tally for Jan. He's had multiple 900 point games here, 800 points in the final game. You know, Swift has plenty of points himself, but Jan really still in the show for me in this grand final. Still, the greatest player that Sam's ever had. He continues to be the guy. He qualified as the first ever 1v1 representative of SAM. He's the first ever international LAN winner from SAM. He's the first ever RLCS top 4 finisher from South America. He's done that multiple times. And now he's the first ever RLCS 2v2 representative from South America alongside Swift, who started off this season with a bit of, I think, unfair criticism being levied towards him, but now he's starting to show his true level in Paris and in RLCS 2v2. Would not be surprised if we see these guys, Jan and Swift, battling it out in the 1v1 RLCS South American tournament as well. Can Jan go back to back there as SAM champion? We won't have to wait much longer to find out. But there you have it, guys. Jan and Swift are going to be at the World Championship for South America. Do they have a chance? Do they have much of an opportunity? Let us know down, or let me know down below in the comments. And yeah, we're going to be talking about a lot more about this on Chalkcast. I'll be doing more videos about RLCS 2v2 on this channel as well as on the Next Rank channel, most likely with Jack. So all the links down below in the description if you are interested. But that's all for this one, guys. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.